And so listen, we've got work to do. The stakes of this election can hardly be overstated. We've had about 350,000 American souls to perish. That's a lot of empty seats at Thanksgiving. That's a lot of empty chairs at Christmas, the lighting of the Hanukkah candles. That's a lot of empty spaces as we welcome the new year and folks thought about their loved ones who are no longer with them. And even in the midst of this unspeakable human pain and suffering, what did we witness? We saw the politicians playing games. Politicians who are so focused on the next election that they're not thinking about the next generation. They're thinking about what's in their best interest. You heard the debate this week. Too often it was really about the politicians, who's up and who's down, who's in and who's out, who's winning and who's losing. Meanwhile, as I walk across the streets of Atlanta and across the streets of Georgia, the people are losing every single day. And they need a voice in their democracy. They need senators who understand that we've got to get this virus under control, that we've got to get this vaccine safely and efficiently distributed, that we've got to stand up and we've got to provide COVID relief to workers. We've got to help them to be able to get back to work safely. And we've got to make sure that we center the concerns of small business owners. We've got work to do. And in the midst of the work that we must do, we can hardly afford to be divided. And so here's what you've got to do. You've got to tell your family members and tell your friends to vote tomorrow. And when they show up to vote, here is the work that they are doing. Here is the important moral work that they are doing. They are pushing hard against the forces of division and distraction in our politics. Because there are folk who are trying so hard to divide us. I'm running against the unelected senator of Georgia. She was appointed. The people of Georgia have been disappointed. She gives a lot of money to the Republican Party, and somehow she got a seat. And when she went to that seat, she did not waste much time helping you to understand why she wanted it in the first place. She had barely unpacked. Had been there 3 weeks. When she heard about the coronavirus pandemic, rather than focusing on the folk who were sheltering in, she was focused on sheltering her own investment off of a pandemic while the people of Georgia were suffering and losing their jobs. And when it came time to give ordinary people some relief, she said, I see no need. She said it was counterproductive. Meanwhile, she was profiting off of a pandemic. Who does that? Who does that? Forgive me, I'm from the hood. Where I'm from, we would say, what they do that at? Profiting off of a pandemic. And so, have you noticed she hasn't even bothered to make a case, Georgia, for why you should keep her in that seat? And that's because she has no case to make. Instead, she's trying to distract you, trying to misrepresent my record. Have you noticed? Lying on me, lying on my church, the spiritual home of Martin Luther King Jr., lying on the gospel. As we say in church, calling me everything but a child of God, scandalizing my name, That's all right. My mother down in Savannah, Georgia, she said it's not what they call you, it's what you answer by. And in a few days, she can call me Senator Raphael Warnock. As we make sure everybody is engaged and everybody is involved, we will continue this blue wave that will make its way all across this state, the ripples of which will be felt all across this nation. Georgia, are you ready to win this election? So don't sleep through this movement. Don't sleep through this moment. There's too much at stake. My father used to wake me up every morning, rain or shine, 7 days a week, weekdays, Saturdays, Sundays, during the school year, during the summer. You couldn't sleep in my daddy's house. He was a veteran during the World War II era, and he never lost that sense that you ought to get up, get dressed, put your shoes on, get ready. And I said, Dad, what do you mean get ready? It's Saturday. Get ready for what? He said, I don't know. Just put your shoes on, boy. I'll tell you what you need to do later. Just make sure you're ready. That annoyed me when I was a little boy, when I was a teenager, but I'm so glad that my daddy woke me up every morning, God bless his soul, because in this defining moment, I want you to know, Georgia, I'm ready. I'm ready to be your next United States Senator. Alongside my brother John Ossoff as you send us to the United States Senate. Think about this. In this defining moment, when folks are trying to divide us, Georgia is getting ready to send to the United States Senate a young Jewish man, the son of an immigrant, and a black preacher, pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King Jr. used to serve and where John Lewis worshiped.